like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Hey, I'm on my day, baby. I know you love it, baby. Yeah, Slim. What's his name? Young J. O. C. What's his name? 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 What's his name?
Shout out to everybody who off today. Shout out to everybody doing the right thing. Some of y'all done flip your headset up. You got customers on hold. Ma'am, do you mind if I put you on a brief hold? But anyway, y'all know I just be messing with y'all. Y'all do y'all thing, man. But I said every now and then I go and check with the current cult members page. Shout out to Kaya with the retirement. That what's up. Every now and then I go and check the cult members, their primary page, the Allegio Bishop page, just to see what direction they're going in, because I want to study this and examine certain things, trying to develop some type of an assessment of what their next course of action is going to be. And recently they really haven't been doing much other than posting the comments of a bunch of people they don't know, a bunch of people who don't give them any money, a bunch of people who don't support them when they need them in real time, but people who just like to reinforce the idea that Carbon Nation is some type of actual tribe that is attempting to share knowledge that is valuable with the rest of the world. But today I was in for a surprise. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. But I went to their story, and it was, at first I thought it was some avocados or some eggplants. And I'm like, what is this? And some beef jerky. But I took a closer look, and it's their hair. And they have a song by SZA playing in the background. And obviously you put two and two together. They cut their hair because Allegio Bishop is now Michael Jordan. That's his new identity. And like I said, my intentions is not to berate them and degrade them as people. I do use certain comical aspects to make people be somewhat at ease and find some type of laughter in a very traumatic experience. But my primary mission is to dismantle the belief system. Now, how many times have we seen this before, guys? How many times has Carbon Nation cut their hair? How many times has Carbon Nation destroyed their so-called antenna, aka, like Medaya be saying, aka their connection to God? Isn't Carbon Nation's philosophy, ideology, doctrine that the hair is an antenna? How many times have we heard that, guys? Yet how many times has Carbon Nation destroyed their quote-unquote antenna?
Guys, bear with me. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Aaron may be getting a call, so his sound went out, but it comes back. Oh, and I almost forgot. Let me check the room real quick. Security! We checking to see how many of y'all smashed the like button yet. If you haven't done so already, please smash the heck out of that like button for me one time. Thank you guys in advance.
To Carbon Nation's own philosophy, they literally just lowered their frequency. I'm trying to understand, why would you do that? And if Allegio Bishop is your guide, is your leader, why would he not encourage you to keep your antenna regardless of what happened to him, because he doesn't care. You would think that a Legio bishop would encourage them to keep a stronger connection to God, regardless of what has happened to him. We understand, Radical Red, you haven't seen them show their hair, that's fine. But if you looked at I don't know if you've seen them give their testimony, they showed their hair because they didn't cover their hair. Aya had her hair showing at the courtroom, which showed that she had achieved quite a significant level of length during these last 2 years, which is to be expected. In 2 years, most people's hair gets quite long. Bianca, thank you so much for these quality observations, because that is something that I wanted to point out as well. I did not want to just stay on the obvious that they cut their hair and also the relationship and contradiction with their so-called knowledge. But this is also a sign that they are willing to do everything to mirror a Legio bishop's experience, which is this is a trigger warning, guys, because I understand why people block out certain things. I understand why people don't say certain things on the internet, because I be highly triggered listening to certain members' stories. And so here's a trigger warning, guys. If they're cutting their hair, imagine if he cuts his wrist. Imagine if he cuts his wrist. What will they do then? A lot of people, I understand I joke sometimes and I make people laugh, but I also want to share the darker aspects of what can often be considered, just a ridiculous display of some lost men and women. I want you guys to look at this as a sign that they are still attempting to mirror a Legio bishop's experience. And if a Legio bishop was to die or remove and delete himself, what actions would the current members take? I don't put nothing past him. I don't know. I can't say what he would do. And this is also a good point. Nourish my soul. Thank you for the ad. I love you guys' input. Thank you for the alternative narrative, because that would be great. That would be great, that if cutting their hair assisted in them making a decision to leave and viewing it as an opportunity to reset. That would be great. As it pertains to what I think he would do, when people get desperate, they do things that they have previously told themselves that they would never do. So I don't know what his experience is going to be like in there. I don't know if somebody in there may want to remove him because of what they've seen him say online, or may have been informed by somebody else. That's another question, guys, we're still waiting on. Another great question, another question that everybody's concerned with. Is Zoka still with them? I hope not, but I have not received any confirmation concerning that. But I'm sure as soon as somebody gets some information, it'll be presented. If you guys aren't following yet, follow Kendra, follow Medaya, follow Lisa, and follow the T on YouTube for what is, in my opinion, Medaya, I did not peep that. I hope, God dang it, I hope somebody had a lot of hair. Please subscribe to Lisa, Medaya, myself, the T, and Kendra, which is, in my opinion, the best quality carbonation content on YouTube. That's just my opinion. I get to have one. God dang it, Medaya. I really hope somebody had a lot of hair. I hope that it being 4 bags of hair is not an indication that Jayon, I'm going to call her Zoka until she leaves, so there's no confusion. I hope that that is not an indication that Zoka has returned and joined with them. I really hope that's not the case. And another thing, I don't know if you guys heard me say it or not, but if they are truly a family, then Juju should be bald head next time we see him. Jax better be bald head next time we see him. Y'all better be bald head. Juju better be bald head. Y'all better be bald head next time I see y'all. I really enjoy y'all's investigative minds. I enjoy the 4th bag of hair looks too long to be Zoka's. I love the investigation. I love it, but only time will tell. Colorful bundles. Some people's intentions are just to stir up drama. I'm not saying that that's what she's doing, but I have not seen any confirmation myself that Zoka is in a woman's shelter as of last night. I heard that she used the address of a woman's shelter, but that doesn't mean she actually went. Yeah, Pretty Tink, it's on their story. Got you. Now, she might have bailed out using the address of a woman's shelter to not disclose the location that they're actually staying in permanently. Actually, they don't have 3 weeks. I am so much more. April 1st is the deadline. And next week, you can't count all the days. You can only count Monday through Friday, the business days. Because next Sunday is the last day of March. And in addition, if you haven't seen the video I did on Georgia's appeal process, we learned that it doesn't matter the time frame. What matters is actually having grounds to even file an appeal. Because if they filed an appeal for everyone who didn't like their verdict, then the judicial system would be overwhelmed with appeals and they wouldn't be able to even get to them anyway. So one of the things that I saw on 2 different websites, and they were websites belonging to actual law firms, is that you have to have grounds to submit an appeal. I think some of you guys are counting the actual days, but you can't file an appeal on the weekend. As far as I understand, maybe I'm wrong. But from what I know about government entities, is they don't move anything on the weekends, typically. So that would leave Friday, tomorrow, and that would leave Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, bringing it to a total of 6 days. If I'm not mistaken. Exactly, Bodacious Bay from Round the Way. It would be unfortunate if a lawyer took their money only to tell them, hey, there's nothing I can do. Exactly, Sexy, Smart, Sweet. It's 30 consecutive days. It's not 30 business days. So from March the 1st to April 1st. And if you count April 1st, then that would be 7 days. But it doesn't matter if they had 6 months. They have no grounds to file an appeal. Hey, what's going on, Netherlands? I don't know where Zoka is. I couldn't possibly tell you. Like, you guys have to understand, like, I am a viewer like you guys. The only thing I can speak on with 100% confirmation is what I witnessed myself. Very good, Kaya. Very good. What's going on? Take notes. Yes, I think a lot of people want what's best for Zoka, but we don't know yet. I'm sure that she will make an appearance sooner or later. But what I am quite uncertain of is what's the next course of action? I mean, the appeal is not going to happen. And then what do you do next? Do you keep posting comments of people saying free to 3 for the next 20 years? Do you keep posting comments of people who say he was railroaded for the next 30 years? Do you keep posting videos of content creators who don't care about you but are only talking about you because you're a relevant topic right now for the next 40 years? Do you keep saying white supremacy and talking about the government for the next 50 years? What do you do? Very good. Thank you, Supreme, for that insight. The Madison girls also cut their hair as well. I forgot about that. Yep, Eddie Murphy, unfortunately, I understand that Warren Jeffs with the FLDS is also running the cult in jail. So that is true. But from their perspective, what is the mission going to be? Maybe he'll pass the torch to Juju. You funny. I think so. I think so, Ruth. Man, some of y'all is intelligent. Yeah, definitely, Eddie Murphy. Provide some type of compelling new mission, but I'm trying to understand what will that mission be. When he can communicate, he will hook them as long as possible, doing more dramatics for his ego. Yeah. He could possibly, I would expect him to maybe have them try to go physically to the Supreme Court. I can see him having them protesting. I can see him having them trying to go to the NCAACP or the Innocence Project. Now that I think about it, there's plenty of things he can have them do to keep them occupied. Yep, definitely. I can see that, Eddie Murphy. Appreciate the insight. I can see him marrying Malia. Yeah, that's a good point, Danielle. That's a good point. You want me to tell you something that I would like to add to support that, Danielle? Is that Jim Jones was huge and still is to this day. But I had no idea who he was. So Nature Boy is a hot topic now because he was sentenced a matter of days ago. But he won't be hotter than summertime. He will surely fade out. And I personally think that one of the reasons he wants to keep the remaining members hooked is so that he can use them to keep himself relevant as long as he can, as much as he can. But Nature Boy is like the grease in the frying pan when you turn the stove off. It eventually stops sizzling. He's sizzling right now. This is some people's first time hearing about Nature Boy. This is some news outlets and media outlets' very first time covering him. So he's sizzling. He's a hot topic. But look how much of a hot topic George Floyd was. No disrespect to George Floyd and his family. Look how hot of a topic Trayvon Martin was. Sandra Bland. Michael Brown. Unfortunately, in the age of information that we live in, it's hard to keep attention. It's really hard to keep attention. Nature Boy will sizzle out. He can't get a Netflix episode. Well, I don't know. He can't make any money off of it. They might, a camera crew might go and talk to him because I remember seeing videos of people talking to Charles Manson in interviews. So I could see him taking that route. But one thing I will say is that Nature Boy will never have the same influence that he had when he was out of prison. So I hope that his lack of communication and his lack of being in their immediate presence is enough to allow them to eventually unwind, because what they really need is they need to go to sleep, and they need to get some real sleep. They need to get some real food. Like, they need to get a normal amount of calories per day. They need to be in a space where they can actually recover, so that they can regain their ability to critically think again. And even with the fringe members who have been donating, I want to understand, like, what are y'all donating to now? Because I understand you guys were donating to a cause. You were donating to this movement. You were donating to this group of people trying to be natural. You was donating to helping a man gain his innocence. But I'm trying to understand, what's the cause now? Like, what are, as a fringe member and a donator and a supporter, what are you supporting now? I just want to know, their mindset. Trying to understand, what are you supporting now? I don't know if that's true anomaly. I know that he's not allowed to contact any of the witnesses, but I do not recall him being restricted from contacting his current supporters. Yeah, he can still contact Medaya F. Ruzoka. I don't think he's allowed to contact any of the witnesses. Men and women alike. If I'm not mistaken. No. I don't believe so, anomaly. Oh, Eddie Murphy, but yeah, he's already violated that on multiple occasions. I don't know if it's public information to find out who bonded somebody out. I don't know if they have to disclose that information or not. I'm not sure about that. Georgia doesn't allow conjugal visits. Well, I wouldn't say that that's good, because I would imagine some guys deserve it. That's good pertaining to this particular situation, I'd say. No, no. Eligio Bishop can't run anything but his mouth. If he attempts to be Nature Boy in prison, he'll be Dead Boy. Yeah, Angela, I said the same thing. That is unfortunate. I've seen other people assume and make the claims that Nature Boy is being railroaded just because he's black. And like I said in a previous live, I have to forgive people because they don't know. And if people knew better, they would do better. A lot of black people are hurt by the history of America. They're hurt by racism. And so their response to these acts of racism and oppression is to make every white person bad and make every black person good and not responsible. But it's not that simple. It's literally not that black and white. Some black people deserve to be where they are. Some black people are sinister. Some black people don't care about their neighborhood. Some black people don't care about other black people. And there are some white people who have no interest in oppressing black people. There are some white people right now that are in a worse position than you are. There are some y'all act like y'all never seen a homeless white person before. Some of y'all are riding in better cars and living in better houses than some of your Caucasian friends. But some black people have been radicalized by Hidden Colors, by Shahrazad Ali, by Brother Polite, by Dr. Umar, and they literally have adopted a intellectually lazy stance and just go with, it's so much easier just to place all white people underneath an umbrella and to place all black people underneath an umbrella. Yeah, I'm gonna excuse you, black man, because it's not your fault. And what that says is that, black man, you're not smart enough and you're not intelligent enough to be accountable for your own actions. So I'm going to excuse your ignorance and your lack of cognitive function and blame it on the white man. Because, black man, you're not intelligent enough. You're not disciplined enough to take your life in your own hands. That's what they're inadvertently saying without saying it. So everybody that excuses black people's behavior is saying, y'all are dogs. Y'all are like, y'all have baby mind.
Hey y'all, I'm back with yet another amazing book that is available for pre order. This book is titled The Tribe of Judah Experience. It is authored by Elizabeth, and she was indeed a member of this tribe/cult. She finally breaks her silence and speaks her truth. If you are interested in being one of the first people to have this book, go on ahead and contact Liz on IG and be sure to tell her that Medaya sent you.
Y'all are dogs. Y'all are like, y'all have baby minds. We couldn't possibly hold y'all accountable for your actions. You don't have the cognitive functioning to do that. So we have to excuse black people, y'all. We have to overlook black people. Yes, we know that they, oh my goodness. The black man, look at him. He couldn't possibly be held accountable for his actions. We have to blame it on white supremacy because they're not capable of building their own things. They're not capable of functioning in society like the rest of us. So we will excuse them. And they're not in prison because they have the conscious awareness to know that they're poisoning their own neighborhoods with the drugs that they're selling. We couldn't possibly assume that black people have the intelligence or the awareness to know that they're killing their own people more than any other race could possibly do. We can't hold black people accountable. They don't have the intelligence to be aware that they're rapping about their own self-destruction and celebrating it at the same time. We have to excuse these people because of slavery and what the white man did to them. They couldn't possibly recover from that because they're not that great. So the more we hang on to our trauma, the more we affirm that we can't recover from it. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want a handicap. Imagine trying to do something and everybody around you is trying to make it easier for you. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying oppress people and withhold them from things intentionally. But also don't make it seem like we are just these lower beings whose behaviors and actions need to be excused. I don't excuse no black man or woman who go out here and shoot somebody. I don't care if you was raised on hot dogs and noodles and grew up in the projects. I don't excuse you. You're going to be held accountable just like everybody else. You know, we got to excuse him because of his upbringing. I would accept that if we didn't see any examples of people who grew up in the hood but left the hood because they didn't want nothing to do with it. There's people whose upbringing was worse than Eligio Bishop claims his was, and they went out to do something completely opposite of what the hood was encouraging them to do and be. I got you. No. I know who. Arona's. I know the name, but they haven't never caused no trouble in the chat. I know the name is kind of, unique, but they haven't caused no trouble. Yeah, Arona's cool. Exactly, Bianca. Anybody want? I personally don't have that experience, but anybody want to raise their hand and say, I grew up in a household with a drug addict and an alcoholic, but I didn't become one? Anybody want to raise their hand and say, I watched my dad beat my mom, but I didn't turn out to beat women? Anybody want to raise their hand and say, yeah, my mother was promiscuous out here, but I didn't turn out to be that way? Anybody want to raise their hand and say, I grew up in some rough neighborhoods, but at the first chance I got, I left? So what is we talking about? Oh, we couldn't possibly examine the details of this black person. Come on, black person. Come hide underneath this safety umbrella where you get to not be held responsible just because you black. No, bro. We have the intellectual capacity to examine each person case by case. Y'all got to understand, a lot of black criminals, a lot of black murderers, a lot of black offenders are trying to hide underneath this umbrella of black unity. And we cannot let them do that. I will hold you accountable whether you black, white, Chinese, Korean, Asian, whatever, Indian, Japanese, it don't matter. Oh yeah, he a black man, so let's not look at the fact that he sold drugs into his own community. Let's not look at the fact that he killed 8 black men himself. Let's just say, man, that's messed up, man. Free Jaquan. Free Jaquan because the police is messed up. But Jaquan killed more people in his neighborhood than the police ever could. Jaquan got your mama, your auntie, your grandma, your uncle, your brother on crack. And he sell it to him on a daily basis. You looking up to Jaquan and his car and his clothes, but it's financed by your community's pain. But free Jaquan though. The police kill one person, we want to tear up Atlanta. Jaquan done murdered 20 people, and he a hero because he got the Maybach in the hood. He was the first one to bring the Maybach to the hood. Jaquan gave everybody turkeys for Thanksgiving. Jaquan paying for everybody's haircut today, y'all. Financed by the pain of his own community. But free Jaquan because he threw a block party. He bought the club out. Let's not hold him accountable though. Come on, Jaquan. Come hide under the umbrella of white supremacy fault. Come on, Jaquan. You a black man, so you couldn't possibly be held accountable for your actions. Come on, brother. Come on, hide under here with us. While we poison our community and redirect the focus to the white man. The jig is up, man. White supremacy is being used as a distraction to allow black people to destroy their own hoods and make a profit from it. Right, the misfit. Let's celebrate somebody getting out of prison, but ignore the young man that's trying to get a scholarship to go to MIT. Let's ignore the young man that's trying to go be a medical doctor, that's trying to be a dermatologist. Oh, he a white boy, he a nerd. But let's celebrate Daquan for doing 5 years for nobody and for nothing. What did Daquan do for us? By going to prison and coming home. But let's ignore and call the guy that's interested in breaking down computers and looking at the inside of it, oh, he a nerd, he a lame. Let's celebrate the girl that's shaking her butt, but ignore the one that want to go be a pediatrician. Oh, she uptight. She bougie. She don't go nowhere. Her mom and daddy won't let her do nothing. But yeah, it's white supremacy though. It's white supremacy though. What up, class? What up, Sassy? Come on, man. Let's make sure we celebrate and go to the concert of a black man rapping about drugs, murder, sexual assault, and frivolous spending. But ain't nobody showing up to the black boy that play that violin, though. Ain't nobody interested in supporting the black boy that's playing the harp or the guitar. But yeah, that dude that's rapping about killing everybody and doing drugs and degrading women. Oh yeah, we rock with that. Yeah, y'all heard that new song? What it's called? Stupid Negro. By Lil Dumb Boy. Yo, that joint hard. Y'all heard that new track? What's it called? Stupid Negro. By who? Lil Dumb Boy. Yeah, that junk go hard. What he talking about? Drugs, going to prison, killing folks, sexually exploiting females in his own community. Females in general, forget being in your own community. And he talk about spending money on stupid stuff. What? That junk go hard. And then here come the Hotep Negroes. The white man. Come on, bruh. The jig is up, man. I asked myself, if the devil wanted to come and destroy something and deceive somebody, wouldn't he come in the form? Come on, man. If the devil wanted to destroy somebody, wouldn't he come in as one of them? Come on, bro. Exactly, the real Richie. Thank you for that, man. For those, some of y'all might not understand what she.
Interested in a great read? Check out Greatness is a Habit authored by Aaron Dixon, also known as True. Many of you know him as True. He has authored this amazing read. The book is available on Apple Books. Get your copy today and stay motivated to win.
Exactly, the real Richie. Thank you for that, man. For those, some of y'all might not understand what she mean by that, but I know exactly what you mean. Red fish, blue fish, one red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish. Knick knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Come on, man. Satan, the devil, whatever name y'all got for him, Beelzebub, wouldn't he come, or wouldn't she come as one of us? What do y'all really? Come on, man. If Satan is the great deceiver, wouldn't he come in the form of a black man? Wouldn't he come in the form of a black woman to lower our guard? To think that this is one of our own? Come on, man. I'm just saying, y'all, if I'm seeing this wrong, bro, then somebody give me an alternative perspective. Because when I look out here in my environment, I see us, bro. Honestly, y'all, who do you think you have a higher? Listen, I get it though, y'all. Trust me, if anybody gets it, I do. I know what it's like to be radicalized and to be on the black side, and everybody that ain't on the black side is the enemy. But let's think about it, y'all. Let's just slow down for a minute. Who do you think you have a higher chance of getting killed by? Somebody white or somebody black? Honestly, as a black person. Who do you, like, honestly, just, bro, like, and then even we can look at it statistically. As a black man, as a black man, out of all the men in the world, what do I have a higher chance of getting killed by? Honestly, y'all, statistically, as a black male, what male am I more likely to get killed by? Thank you, Misfit. That's what we're trying to do. Notice the Hotep Negroes don't never give you no numbers. They always give you stories. The Hotep Negroes never give you numbers. Statistically, as a black man, who am I more likely to get shot by? The police or another black man? Exactly, Madam Yardy. Thank you for that ad. Stories and excuses. Come on, man. As a black woman, statistically, come on, y'all. I'm trying to be educated here, guys. Y'all, so some of y'all are saying that there's a 50% chance I get shot by the police and a 50% chance I get shot by a black man. Come on, y'all. Let's deal with the numbers. I know what it's like to want the world to be black and white. But come on, y'all. Somebody give me something educated, bro. As a black woman, who do you think you're more likely to be abused by? Whether verbally or physically. And I don't understand. Bro, listen to the music, bro. They degrade women on a regular basis and are celebrated for it. Come on, bro. I'm not saying we gotta be uppity. But come on, bro. This so-called culture is not reflective of what we are as a whole. Come on, man. I just don't. And it's our fault. Because people talk about the industry. What is an industry without customers? What is an industry without viewers? We're the ones that are feeding the same machine we're talking about. We're complaining about. I'm telling you, Spirit, dog. Let's be honest, bro. I don't have no problem with it. I don't have no problem being labeled a sellout. I don't have a problem with people not liking me. That's fine. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last. But honestly, y'all, sometimes we don't want to be around black folks. Certain type of black folks. When we get certain experiences in life, people want to say, oh, you a sellout. Okay, whatever. But when you start realizing you can live better and you can be treated better, you want better. Like once you see what's outside the hood or wherever you grew up at, how can people be mad because you want better? That's basically what they're saying. Oh, you want better for yourself and I don't, so you a sellout. We want to go to a neighborhood where they don't shoot. and we a sellout. Oh, I want my kids to be in an environment where I don't have to worry about them being recruited by gangs and being sold drugs. So I'm a sellout. Well, I understand. Take notes. Appreciate that. I don't know if you're a female or a man, but I'm specifically speaking on African Americans because that's the demographic I come from. I'm speaking on, and when I say us, I'm talking about African American demographic because we do share similarities. We don't. I'm not saying we don't share similarities with other Africans across the world, but I want to specifically hone in on African Americans right now because we have a certain connection and relationship that we don't have to Ethiopians and Nigerians. Let's just be honest, y'all. We know how we are. That's why we don't want to be around certain black folks at a certain time because they don't know how to act. It's almost like they don't want peace. It's almost like peace bothers them. And at a certain point in life, when you start having kids, when you start maturing, you don't want to be around that silliness and foolishness. Who want to be in an environment where your neighbor got bullet holes in their wall? I'm telling you, who scared to go to the store when it get dark? Like, who wants to live like that? And I'm supposed to accept it because I'm afraid I'm gonna be labeled as a sellout. Well, go and sell me out. Go and sell me out. If you want peace as a black person, something wrong with you. If you don't want to be around drugs and gangs, something wrong with you. You're supposed to stay down here with the rest of us who don't want to change. Are you changing? Psh, dang, bro. You ever seen somebody a few years later and they talking about, man, I ain't changed. I'm still the same. That's a problem, bro. That's not a accomplishment. That's a problem. Shoot, bro, I'm still the same. I ain't changed. What? Come on, spirit dog. Don't hate to say it. You know why certain black people won't change? Not even just black people, and it's not exclusive to black people. There's certain white people that white people don't want to be around. Like, we think it's something bad. Like, we think it's something wrong. There's certain, like, they got ghetto Asians. They got Asian people that just don't know how to act. They got Indian people that don't know how to act. We think it's relative to our community. It's not. There's certain type of white people that white people don't deal with. Like, god dang. It's the truth. And it's not a white neighborhood. It's a peaceful neighborhood that just so happens to have more white people. We got to stop assigning these character traits as if we can't possess them. It's not a white neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood with people who care about their neighborhood, but most of those people just so happen to be white. I stay in a neighborhood now, and it's white people and it's black people, but it's peaceful. That's all a normal human being wants is peace. I don't care if it's Mexican, Asian, I don't care, bro. I'm way beyond race. I'm like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King said, I judge people based upon the content of their character and not the color of their skin. I don't care if I was the only black person on the block. As long as ain't nobody doing, as long as it's peaceful, I don't care. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Exactly, Eddie Murphy. Exactly, Eddie Murphy. So I'm supposed to accept people sitting around, drinking, smoking, don't want to get no job, want to rob folks, want to scam folks, want to play music loud, 24/7, screaming, hollering, fighting. But I'm supposed to accept that because it's my people, y'all. Don't leave the hood. Y'all forget about the hood. You should forget about the hood. Because the hood don't care about its own self. And how could you, it ain't no amount of money you can invest in somebody that don't care about their own self. You're investing into a bottomless pit. Oh, nah, Tanner Tab. We're going to need some diversity now. That's my ultimate vision. Now, we're going to need some diversity now. Because there are excellent things that are relative to black people. There's certain things we do, and there's certain things that we say that are great. Just like, you have Japanese. They have their culture. I'm not saying throw away the culture. I'm saying clean it up. And why are we promoting and celebrating the worst things about us? Like when we look at the people with the microphone, I'm going to say this, back in the day, right? The people who had the microphone was Martin Luther King. The people who had the microphone was Malcolm X. Now the people that got the microphone is the lowest representation of us that could possibly exist. What? Come on, bro. Now I want some diversity now. Good question, Thomas. I want some diversity now. I gotta have some diversity now. Listen, Eddie Murphy. Eddie said he lived in a predominantly black neighborhood, couldn't even get out of work and relax in your own home. Tell you. But look, man, appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'm about to get up out of here because this live about to end. I really enjoy some of y'all feedback, man. Some of y'all got some real brilliant minds, and it's refreshing to hear people who critically think and people who are not afraid to step outside the boundaries of what our environment told us we had to do and what we had to be. If you black, that don't mean you gotta tolerate lack. Dang, that was hard. I'ma leave that with y'all, man. Just because you black, it don't mean you gotta tolerate lack. And sometimes having better means leaving and getting away from people that look like us. You said saved a life. I wasn't. I really don't like saving lives because it's like if you was here, it was for you. If you wasn't, it wasn't. So that's how we're gonna do that. I'll be live another time. And probably somebody recorded this anyway. It'd be like doing double work. But yeah, we gonna if you was here, it was for you. If not, then it wasn't. But I'll see y'all next time, man.
All right, guys. So he ends this live, but then he came back, I would say probably like 30 minutes later. So let's get into the next live.
So I decided to come back. Somebody putting me on. I wanna work from home. Somebody put me on. I wanna work from home. That just sounds so sweet. I work from home. I got a big bowl of cereal like Aunt had on ATL. There's a 1 bowl rule in effect. Okay, Aunt. 1 bowl. What's up, Lily? Cereal, yup. Somebody put me on. I wanna work from home. Hell no. Y'all be proud to say that, boy. Oh no, I work from home. And many people saying that junk must be easy. Sure, nah, ain't no Captain Crunch. There's some honey oat crunch from Cascadian Farms. You said what I'm doing today? Man, I gotta reply to one of my classmates. But after I do that, I'm gonna finish watching this series I done got into on Netflix called Warrior.
Guys, this is a moment that I have personally anticipated. This book is now available for pre-order. Authored by Janae Newell. The title is Lesson Learned. Janae shares a part of her journey with us, and I am looking forward to this amazing read. I myself am already on the pre-order list. If you're interested in being one of the first people to get this book, definitely hit Janae up on IG. Her IG is janae.alexandria. So hit her DM, let her know you're interested, and be sure to let her know that Medaya sent you.
Who work from home? Yeah, Cascadian Farm go hard. Oh, you said how I'm doing. I thought you said what I'm doing. I'm good. Every day out of the carbonation is a good day. Y'all don't understand. Discussion post is all right. I'm in an esports program, so we talk about video games all day. It ain't nothing but 150 words. You work from home. I wanna work from home. Somebody put me up. That's all. I remember when everybody used to rap like that back in the day. Ain't I wanna be? Ain't I wanna do? And your boy futuristic, hey. Somebody put me on. I wanna work from home. Yeah, I watched Escaping Twin Flames, both of them. I watched the one on Hulu, and I watched the one on Netflix. And Netflix, as I have said, and I will continue to say time and time again, Netflix is the standard for documentaries. I have yet to see any other documentaries better than Netflix. Everybody rapping like Shawty Low. Man, listen, man. Y'all, if you work from home, somebody put me on. Hit me in the inbox after this live. I'm dead serious. But the program, boy, that program, I ain't gonna talk about it because I don't want to mess it up for y'all. But the program, let me tell you, top 4 documentaries for me right now on Netflix is the program. See, I ain't checked Peacock out yet, Dania. I'm gonna check Peacock out. The program, Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, that Twin Flame Universe, and How to Be a Cult Leader. And what's called go hard too. Bad vegan. Bad vegan go hard, bro. Oh, I ain't doing no daycare, Bianca. No, cause they might not care at the daycare. Daycare? Well, I don't know if they care. I'm concerned that they don't care at the daycare. Keep sweet, praying, obey, so sad. Twin Flame Universe, sad. The program, sad. Nah, but daycare center got a bad rap. They like daycare center dang near like used car dealerships or car dealerships, period. Them joker there got some work to do. Yeah, I seen Wild Wild Country. Oh, and that ain't what that boy name. The yoga, Bikram yoga. That junk there crazy too. You see I'm making you hungry. You know you was hungry before you got on here. $300 a week. For preschool, boy homeschool, better homeschool. I'm telling you, Dania, anything to impose your will on folks. Can't have it. Yeah, the yoga instructor, Bikram yoga. Your boy left the United States. And they ain't been back since. How you change the title on this thing? Shoot, now we'll just do it like this. Yeah, here y'all go. Since it's Thursday, basically Friday Eve. Somebody put me on. I want to work from home. That sounds like the sweetest job in the world, don't it? I want one of them work from home jobs when you ain't got to talk to nobody. I ain't doing customer service. I ain't about to be answering 500 calls a day. Yeah, she out of jail. Somebody put me on. I want to work from home. What happened to all my posts? Took them down. I'm what people would refer to as a neat freak. I don't even like trash in my email inbox. You said you hated me while I was in carbonation. Impossible. Cause that wasn't me. You said them the hard ones, they mostly customer service. I ain't doing customer service now. Put me on then, Kato, if you got the... Put me on, Kato, if you got the info. I ain't taking no calls now. Why did we leave Puerto Rico? Shoot, couldn't afford the rent. You say I'm tied to my desk. Nah, I ain't tied. I can't be tied to no desk now. And I ain't buying nothing extra. What is it, data entry? Somebody said data entry was what's up. What is 311? What school you go to, Bianca? Because online school for me has been very flexible. What you mean you have to go back to tech? You gotta go, what, Bed Buy? I'm going to Bed Buy. Nah, I do want to work from home, man. I just don't want to talk to nobody. Georgia Gwinnett College. Oh, I ain't never heard of that before. Why did he want to come back to Babylon? Get a Securus account. You ask him. I do not know. As soon as I start doing something, I don't like you no more. Oh, dang. Damn, you get laid off as a software developer? Man, Honey Child, we don't know. That boy could have been a straight FBI agent. Nah, I don't want to talk to nobody and I don't want to be tied to no desk. I ain't gonna say I don't want to talk to nobody, but I ain't trying to be no customer service because them folks be taking 500 calls a day. And if you think you get to talk to me any kind of way because we on the phone, I'm going to lose the job because I'm going to hang up. Man, who you talking to? I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you locate your package and you mad at me. Well, you think you get to talk to me any kind of way because I'm on the phone? But I've been on that job. Woo! I've been a transfer. I'll be the number one employee that transfer all the calls. Man, let me transfer you to my supervisor. Let me go transfer. Yeah, man, let me transfer you to my supervisor. It's an AI taking over everything. Uh-oh. Let the hysteria begin. Damn, my company was letting people off based off a lottery system. They would let folk go put their names out the hat. Bianca, gotta go. They had your name in a hat, boy. Dog, on notebook paper. Bianca, gotta go. Okay, hold on, Zari. All the tech jobs are being taken by...
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
AI. Well, when one thing go out, something else will be coming in. Nah, I don't know nothing about Pocahontas and Yaya. I don't know nothing about them. I couldn't tell you where they at. When did you start to question the knowledge? I think I started questioning it once he got arrested, because prior to that, it was always seen as personal doubt that everybody was having. It was never looked at something wrong with the quote unquote knowledge. But when he got arrested, I didn't have no choice but to activate my critical thinking abilities because he wasn't talking all day. So by default, I had to fill in that gap with my own thoughts because I was literally the only guy there, you know, and I wasn't having conversation with the women. So I had to start thinking for myself. I had no choice but to think for myself. And so that's when I realized, I was like, wow, I haven't been able to explore his decisions to this capacity in years. And so I will always consider him getting arrested as one of the major turning points for everybody being able to come to their own senses and their best judgment. And it's a process. It's not like he got arrested and we woke up. It's not like that. It's a process. Somebody used the word that I now like to use. It's called layers. Even to this day, when I listened to the Nedrick story, it triggered a lot of stuff that I had forgot about. When I listened to Kendra's live last night, triggered some stuff that I had forgot about and some stuff I didn't know. So that's why, even though I can't force it, I would encourage everybody that was involved with Carbonation or Legio Bishop, whether before Nature Boy, during Nature Boy, or after, whatever, because everybody has pieces to the puzzle that they may think everybody knows about or everybody has seen, but that's not the case. Because a lot of stuff I don't remember, or I don't remember it until I hear somebody say something about it. Because people are trying to ask us to sit down in an interview and, hey, can you tell me about the last 6 years? Like, bro, are you serious? You can't even tell me about the last 6 years of your life in great detail in such a short time period. And just because I was there, it doesn't mean I've seen or heard everything. There are some really good YouTube channels that give you real leads for work from home jobs. That's how I found my job. I do customer service, but they also have non-phone jobs. All right, send me some resources, Angela, in my inbox later on. Listen, man, I joined the military and I was ready to go deploy, shoot, and die for the United States. I don't know about other people, but I don't have a 50%. I don't have a 60%. I don't have a 70%. Either I'm not going to do it at all, or I'm going to do it all the way. So when the police showed up, I didn't care. I didn't care. I'm thinking like, that's what this is about, right? Like, that's what inevitably happens to black people. You know, that's the ideology that I was operating under. Like, they shot Malcolm X. They shot Martin Luther King. You know, they shot, what's the guy's name that kind of took up the Black Panthers after Huey P. Newton? What's his name? The young guy. God dang it, what is his name? He ended up getting set up. They made a movie about him called The Black Messiah. What is that guy's name? I can't believe I don't know his name. Or I forgot it. But I'm thinking to myself, Fred Hampton. Exactly. I'm thinking to myself, like, this is what happens. But in that moment, when I seen how scared Legio Bishop was, I was like, bro, what is you scared of, dog? Like, you was the one talking about, if the white man catch me, tell him to hang me. Tell him to kiss my butt. I'm thinking to myself, in this moment, where that energy go? It's like, that jump, like, oh, I'm like, bro, like, where is that chief warrior energy that you claim you had and that you was displaying on the internet? It was not present in the moment where you would expect for it to come out. I'm like, dang, dog. You is not like that. Like, you is not gangster in the slightest. I don't know, Zaria, because one thing I try not to do anymore is to take social media science for absolute fact. Because one of the things that helped me also deprogram from carbonation was when I took a psychology class. And in that one class, 8-week class, I realized how much I didn't know after a period of 4 to 5 years thinking that I knew everything. And so I realized that a lot of people on social media, they'll watch a video, they'll read an article, and then they'll come back online basically regurgitating what they read and what they heard. But I think that that's so disrespectful to the training and the education that some professionals have to go through to even be qualified to even begin practicing. Meanwhile, you have people sharing psychology advice based upon a video they watch, an article they read, as if they actually know what they're talking about. So I don't know. I don't have the answers to everything and to the effects that occurred and that may still be present to this day. So I don't know. I don't know, Eddie Murphy. I think we all can speculate, but I don't know. I'm not qualified. I'm not licensed to diagnose Eligio Bishop. I say certain stuff about him because I have no respect for him just as a person. And I can tell just from his actions that he doesn't care about anybody. But to give a thorough, detailed diagnosis on Eligio Bishop's psychology, I'm not qualified to do that. I'm not qualified to say that. So I don't know, man. I know that I know general things like he's the reason he's in jail. That he did, in fact, commit the crimes that he was convicted for. But anything as far as deep psychological understanding, that takes years. Yeah, I live with him, but that doesn't mean I'm a psychologist. There's people that have children that don't mean they're parents. I know what it's like to operate from a position that you're not qualified to be in. I was not in a position to be telling black people, let alone humanity, what they needed to be doing. So I have a very keen sense of not stepping into positions that I'm not qualified and licensed and registered to be in. Social media has allowed so many people to become lawyers and doctors and philosophers and psychologists without any proper training. I find it funny that we will take psychological advice from somebody in the comment section, but would we allow somebody who's not qualified to perform surgery on us? Would you let somebody operate on you who's not qualified? So I'm just very hesitant to accept people's recommendations and their advice, because you can see somebody in the chat giving psychology advice, but when you go to their house, they sell shoes for a living. It's easy for me to get on here and say, y'all, let me tell you about Bishop's psychology and all that. Like, I say stuff like he's a narcissist and psychopath, but it's not an absolute certified diagnosis. Everybody's a guru online. Everybody's a doctor online. You need to do this. You need to eat that. You're not a nutritionist. You don't know what other people need to be eating. When you go through a traumatic event, this, and this happened. You don't know. You just telling me what you read and what you heard. You're not a psychologist. You're not a therapist. These people take years. They have to jump through a lot of hoops to make sure that they're qualified to make these assessments on people. So I'm cool on just being normal. I'm cool on staying within my boundaries of expertise. What's up, Annalisa? You'll never know everything, dawg, Leah. Because the moment you know something, a new discovery was made. Even within the psychology field, in the scientific field, they don't agree. There's two people right now who both hold a PhD in psychology, and they don't agree, and they don't see things the same. And you also have people thinking that just because somebody's old and they're dead, that means that they're that what they were saying is true. Like, people often turn to Sigmund Freud when it comes to psychology, but there are psychologists to this day who have shown Sigmund Freud to be wrong. Even people look to Albert Einstein, but there's physicists who have proven Albert Einstein to be wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like, this stuff is a lot. It's a lot to be considered an expert in any given field. I don't know Sigmund Freud like that.
Hey y'all, I'm back with yet another amazing book that is available for pre-order. This book is titled The Tribe of Judah Experience. It is authored by Elizabeth, and she was indeed a member of this tribe/cult. She finally breaks her silence and speaks her truth. If you are interested in being one of the first people to have this book, go on ahead and contact Liz on IG and be sure to tell her that Medaya sent you.
I don't know Sigmund Freud like that. Some people love him. Some people think he's a lunatic. So it is what it is. What happened to the? Oh, I took it down. I was like, what happened to the Q&A? Yeah, the learning experience is an ongoing event. And it's okay to be wrong. God dang. People be trying to be right so bad. And from what I heard from a psychologist is that the need to be right is actually based in an insecurity. And just because somebody's a licensed professional doesn't mean that they can't be wrong. It doesn't mean that they can't be disproven. I just think right now the best position to be in is just stay open for change and stay open to be wrong. Oh, good question, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I would. Not with all, because there are certain ex-cult members who I don't respect. And because I wouldn't occupy space with them in real life, I choose not to occupy space with them in the digital world either. And I don't mention their names either, because mentioning their name gives them a level of importance and significance. And it also gives them a reason to respond back to me. And I have no desire to be in a verbal, digital conflict with anyone. So I would join a panel conversation with some ex-cult members, but some ex-cult members, I don't respect them. And so I don't acknowledge them, and I would never address them. There's no need for me to make threats online or be nasty online, because I don't do the tongue wrestling. That's one thing I hate about people. Like, I believe that if somebody wants you gone, you're gone. And if somebody's gonna do something, they're gonna do it. Ain't no point for me to do no build up on the internet. If somebody's gonna do something to me, then you're gonna do it. I can't stop you, so it doesn't make me any difference. But this whole online warfare shenanigan, it look fake. It's like two people on the phone arguing. Like, just show up and fight each other and get it over with. That excellent question, Eddie Murphy. I think that it's hard to quantify from least to worse. But I would say one of the most challenging things for me is letting go of the hatred for the offender. I thought that Eligio Bishop getting sentenced to life in prison plus 10 years would be enough. But every time I hear people's story and they talk about things that he did that I didn't know he did, it just kind of reestablishes that hatred in a sense of I kind of want it worse for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it worse for him. Sometimes I wish he would have received the death penalty so that he would no longer be able to influence the current cult members. And just the fact that he still gets to talk, the fact that he still gets to breathe, almost kind of is disappointing. But what I realize is that every moment I'm angry is also a moment of happiness that I'm taking away from myself. I think that, man, like, letting go is probably the hardest thing, man. It's hard because in my mind, I feel like letting go is almost like it's almost like giving him a pass. But it's necessary. It's necessary, bro, because life is great, bro. Really, dog. Like, that's why I step away from the black conscious community. I step away from these black nationalists. There's nothing wrong with standing up for what's right. But when it becomes this doom and gloom, as if life is just not worth living until we build our own banks and we build our own hospitals. I'm looking out right now outside this window. I don't know if y'all know about the shutters on the window on the inside that you can pull open and it allows the sunlight to come in. Like right now I'm looking out into this field and it's just nothing but trees and it's clear skies and the sun is out and it's very warm today in Georgia, and I'm washing clothes and I'm eating when I want to eat, and I can go live when I want to go live, and I can talk about what I want to talk about. I cannot talk about what I don't want to talk about. I mean, I can take a nap if I want to. I can watch whatever shows I want to watch. I can laugh. I can call whoever I want to call. I can go see whoever I want to go see. The level, being in that environment and having so many things taken away from you, it has heavily heightened my sense of gratitude for some of the simplest things that at one time I had taken for granted, dog. So I'm like, bro, I can't even waste the undetermined amount of time I have left in life hoping Eligio Bishop's life is worse. You know what I mean? So I had to let that go, bro. I had to let that go because every time I'm trying to be angry about the situation, I'm robbing myself of a moment of happiness to the same level, to the same degree. So I can't, bro. Sometimes I had to step back and be like, yo, he got life without, he got life without, like I had to remind myself, like, bro, he got life without parole. You good, bro. You're good, dog. Like, you did what you had to do, dog. You showed up when it was time to show up. You good, bro. You did what you had to do, dog. It ain't nothing else you can do, bro. The state of Georgia showed up, bro. They showed up. 12 people from 12 different walks of life saw this thing the same way you did. You got your family back, bro. Go live your life, enjoy your life. But at the same time, don't feel like you got to stop talking about this. You can talk about this as long as you want to, as much as you want to, because this is not something you watched. This is something that you lived. So it's your story. It's not Nature Boy's story. Because had it not been for us, he wouldn't have not gotten to the position that he's in. So it's a balancing act. Bro, I ain't gonna flex Eddie Murphy, man. I'm a blessed dude, dog. I'm a blessed dude, man. And honestly, you know, I don't know. You can believe in whatever you believe in, but I feel like the underlying concept is still the same. I think God took me through that situation because he knew I would have made it out. He knew, he, she, or it, whatever, man. I just use he. But I think God took me through that because he knew I was capable of making it out. And if for some reason it needed to happen, maybe to free somebody else, maybe to prevent somebody else from going through this situation, or maybe even to bring Eligio Bishop to justice. But bro, I mean, cause you gotta think, bro, what are the chances of me meeting Kendra and us actually liking each other and us actually caring for each other enough to stay together after this? Because I would have never met Kendra. Bro, I'm from Georgia. She's from Washington. The chances of us crossing paths was slim to none, bro. And then we had Jaomi, which is, I could have not made Ja with nobody else because he is a byproduct of me and Kendra together. So literally, had I not went to Carbonation, I would have never had Ja. Because if I would have had a child with another woman, it would have been a completely different child. So this is beyond, I have to take myself out of the little minds of these roach people on the internet. I had to go to Carbonation. From a divine perspective, I had to go, bro. That I was supposed to go to Carbonation the day my mother held me in her arms at the hospital. Cause some of this stuff, man, like you can believe whatever you want to believe, Hinduism, Buddhist, whatever. But bro, I personally believe that there is our plans and then there's God's plan. And going to Carbonation was God's plan, bro. There's nothing I could do, bro. I had to go through that. I had to stay there that long. I had to do certain things. I had to say certain things, all for it to be a testament to somebody that no matter what you're going through, you can turn things around, dog. So I'm blessed beyond, bro, I'm blessed crazy, dog. I'm blessed, like, bro. Yeah, exactly, bro. So that was an assignment, bro. Just like everybody in this room, y'all on assignment in some form. You got your plan, and then you got God's plan, bro. And people say, let God's will be done. Don't worry, it will. Ain't no let God's will be done. It's gonna be done. Trust me, ain't nothing you can do. Do y'all really think I planned on joining Carbonation and have the following events occur? No. Think about it right now. For those of y'all, wherever you at in life, you didn't plan to get where you at in totality. A lot of unexpected and unplanned events that was outside of your control led you to where you are today. So come on, man. Me going to Carbonation was destiny, dog. There wasn't nothing I could do to get away from that. Come on, bro. Oh, excellent. Remember, y'all, what you never want to do is you never want to entertain a clown because you become a part of the circus. I should have read that before I clicked it, but I got something for you real quick, if you don't mind. I have something very special for you. Give me 1 second. I have something very special for you. I have something very special for you. Knowledge. I remember an interview with Malcolm X. The interviewers were trying to get him to say his last name that he was given at birth. He said, I don't acknowledge it whatsoever. And one of the things I'll never do is I'll never entertain a clown because I'm opening myself up to be the next act in the circus. No, I appreciate your engagement. This conversation is only halfway good, because you guys are here. A conversation is not even possible. Well, no, I take that back. You can have a conversation with yourself. But I think that a quality conversation is only possible with somebody else. Yeah, I seen the women cut their hair, brandless. And one of my concerns was that I had two concerns. One, to those who consider a legio bishop to actually possess some type of knowledge, what does this say about the knowledge? Because from my understanding, cutting your hair is cutting your antenna or your connection to God. But more concerning is that it is showing that they are still willing to operate and mirror whatever reality he's in, or whatever reality he's experiencing, which makes me think, would they also be willing to go to prison themselves? Because jail is one thing, prison is another. Are they willing to go to prison themselves for an extended period of time? Are they willing to commit a crime that will get them a significant amount of time, thinking that, well, if he has life, then I have no life without him? Secondly, if he were to commit, I don't know if you could say this online, if he were to delete himself or be deleted, are they willing to do the same just to continue to mirror his experiences? So those are my two concerns concerning the behavior that they displayed by cutting their hair, is that it kind of nullifies their so-called teachings. And it also raises great concern for anybody who may be in their vicinity, because you could be on the receiving end of a crime that would also give them life without parole. And I would hate that for somebody to.
Interested in a great read? Check out Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, also known as True. Many of you know him as True. He has authored this amazing read. The book is available on Apple Books. Get your copy today and stay motivated to win.
Life without parole. And I would hate that for somebody to be an unsuspecting victim. I don't save lives no more. I don't even let trash sit in my trash can on my email. If you're here, then you were supposed to hear it. If not, then maybe somebody's recording this. But I don't like to pile up a bunch of live videos. I really don't. That's what the whole point of a live is for to me, is for it to be live. It's almost like trying to watch Super Bowl, the Super Bowl on the, can you record the Super Bowl for me? It's not the same if you didn't watch it while it was happening. What do you think of past members who are out of the cult who perpetuate similar qualities to Bishop? I don't think about them. As long as you're not interfering with the well-being of myself and my family, it's out of my hands. I let the police and law enforcement deal with anybody who thinks that they want to be the next Eligio Bishop. That's not my responsibility. As long as there's no threats towards me and my family, then I could care less about what you're doing. And if you do decide to do criminal activity, you will be caught. You will be punished for doing so. But to sit around going into the details of other cult members or former cult members, I don't care. My main concern right now is continuously attacking Eligio Bishop's philosophy, exposing his true character, as well as possibly facilitating the remaining members an opportunity to leave. I don't think nobody's committed in a cult. I think people are just delusional and confused. It's almost like saying, you know, is a prostitute committed to her pimp? Or is she being abused and exploited and not quite fully understanding the dynamics of the relationship she's in? I don't think cult members have commitment. I just think that they have confusion and delusion about what it is that they're doing. And like I said, I'll speak for myself. Questioning my role as a member was a sign that my demons were trying to drag me back to where I came from. There was no actual critical thought or in-depth analysis pertaining to what we were doing or what we were being told. Like I said, I didn't actually begin reviving my critical thinking abilities until he was arrested. That's going to take a long time to do. That's a very extensive question. You got to understand, carbonation was not like a job where you kind of knew what to expect Monday through Friday. It was always constant changes and constant adjustments. So there was no such thing as a typical day-to-day in carbonation. You just never knew. Every day was different from the other. And I can't really tell you about the women. I would prefer that they tell that perspective. I can't say that I'm opposed to the idea right now. It's not one of my primary concerns to write a book or to do a movie about carbonation. I'm also not going to dismiss it entirely either. But I'll say that I'm undecided. What is my advice to young people seeking spiritual enlightenment, spiritual teacher, natural community? I'll say two things just off the top. Never let someone else tell you what's best for you. And two, do your research fully and as much as you can for as long as you can before you make such a life-changing decision. Because who people are online and even who they are when you first meet them may not be an accurate representation of the underlying character and intent that they actually possess. No, because whenever CPS came, because they had came so many times, just like the police, we just assumed that it was somebody online making false reports and that the CPS person was just going to come in, speak with us, talk to Ja, and then they would leave. And that's what happened. And so there was really no concerns or regards for CPS or police because over and over and over again, nothing ever happened. So we didn't have any reason based upon the patterns that any type of serious consequences were ever going to present themselves. Simply, I can't say because, honestly, the only way to determine whether or not the marijuana was laced was to do a toxicology examination. Or if I had witnessed somebody specifically lacing it. I have done and I have not experienced either one of those things. So I can't say that the marijuana was laced. Personally, and I also will retain the position that I'm not a psychologist or a therapist. But personally, I feel like Eligio Bishop, just based upon his patterns, his behavior at his own sentencing, the stories that his sister has told us about. I think Eligio Bishop has always been violent. I think he has always been unable to connect to people, unable to exercise empathy. And I don't think that marijuana did anything to heighten who Eligio Bishop already was. Oh, wait, okay. Of course not. Eligio Bishop acts as Eligio Bishop acted as Tanisha's spokesperson. He made sure that he laid out the details of why her health deteriorated and the circumstances surrounding her hospitalization. I don't even know the exact circumstances surrounding her health because I didn't see any documentation from the hospital or anything like that. But what I do know is that Malia didn't come there like that, and she didn't get to such a state of poor health until she came in contact and began a relationship with Eligio Bishop. If I just had to use my own common sense and best judgment, I would say that I would assume and think that it would be safe to say that he was the reason why. And it's okay if some of you guys are not aware. I know that you don't, unlike some people, you don't try to consume every aspect of carbonation. I don't know where Zoka is actually, like physically, right now in this moment. But apparently she was released from jail, and she used a shelter's address in order to bond out. And she did not testify because she was incarcerated at the time. And I don't know if she's still affiliated. A lot of people are using the recent picture that the female cult members posted showing that they had cut off their hair. And there were 4 bags of hair, which some people are alluding that must mean 4 different people, but that's not the case. It could be 4 bags of hair, but that does not mean that it's hair from 4 different people. But as of now, as far as I know, Zoka is out of jail. You can look that up publicly. But nobody has confirmed whether or not she has returned to carbonation or is in transit back with her family. I don't know if they shaved their heads, But they definitely have a picture on their story of hair in bags, the same way that we had cut our hair in Mexico for the first time. And I believe this is Aya's third time cutting her hair, which is in direct violation of their teachings, in which your hair is supposed to be your antenna to connect you to the deeper portions of nature. Good question, Annalisa, which brings me back to a joke that I made, but I'm kind of serious at the same time, is what's going to happen to all them phones and hard drives that were confiscated during the investigation? I would like to know, because I personally would like to have some of those. Because I guess it would be, I guess you could say, some type of memorabilia, I guess. But I don't think that the phones will be released back to the original owners because of the sensitive nature of the content that may be on the devices. And I think that the state of Georgia will indefinitely hang on to that information because of the nature of the case and those involved. But I am interested to know what's on there. And I'm not sure if any of the other guys had any hard drives of their own that I wasn't aware about, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I know that the current cult members do have a hard drive with all the videos on it, because I gave it to them before they left. Before I left, excuse me. Not so much the teachings, but it made me question the amount of energy that was being invested. I'm thinking to myself, we're out here in Mexico. Like, we won. Like, we're in these environments. We're supposed to be peaceful. We're supposed to be calm. We're supposed to be relaxed. We're supposed to be showing people a better way. But meanwhile, he's being an ignorant Negro, attempting to debate everyone. I didn't quite understand what was the debating for. When it would be, I thought it would be in our best interest to just show people how we live, and those who didn't agree, just let them not agree, because it would be a major distraction from your mission to always try to prove that you're right and somebody else is wrong. If you're right, just go and be right and let that be that. So I just thought it was a waste of time, but inevitably some story was told that explained, I believe it was the whole, I don't know if you've heard this before, but carbonation, we always said that you're supposed to proclaim the kingdom, and you're supposed to do it publicly with due emphasis. So that was his excuse to be online all day, is that we were supposed to deliver this message to as many people as possible so that they wouldn't have any excuse when they died to say that they didn't know. So I think that's what I ended up using as justification to be so involved in social media affairs. I'm not going to answer that question, Angela, because that former member is deceased. And this live is about to end, guys. If I didn't get to your Q&A, maybe we can talk some other time. But y'all enjoy y'all day. The weekend is on the horizon. And yeah, let that be that.
Hey, I'm on my daily, baby. stuffed out, fresh out the shower. Gotta stay fresh, take about an hour. Gotta get dressed, your boy's so clean. Both of them on, I got them blue jeans. Fresh pair of shades, house on my wrist. Sock to the drawers, your boy stay fit. I'm ready. Can nobody tell me nothing? Feels like I'm taking off, I'm so high. So high, baby. Looking for a shawty to break me up. So fly. Feels like I'm taking off, I'm so high. Looking for a shawty to break me up. Grab my keys, pick my toy. Top drop down, let the haters hear the noise. Hit that pedal, turn that wheel. Push that button, make it all disappear. Phone gets ringing, hit the Bluetooth. Call me on the phone like, hey, what it do? I'm coming, and we gonna take this over. Yeah, feels like I'm taking off, I'm so high. On top of the world, looking for a shot to break me up. I'm so high. Feels like I'm taking off, I'm so high. Don't you hate on me? I said, don't you hate on me? No. To the club, everybody know what's up. Superstar status, VIP, all the ladies come with me. Come with me, yeah. Come on in, everybody. It's on me, showing love. Everybody is showing me
what up?
love.
What she asked you, Bill? She asked me how's the air up there. You can catch me in the treetop. This right here's a classic like a pair of Reebok. Switching 4 lanes in the old school T-top. 28's chop, chopping up the street top. Set the club on fire with anything that we drop. Make the juice box wet, make this a bebop. She on the handstand, man, I love the way she peep out. She can tell I'm a G, tell I'm a G. She can tell I'm a G, she can tell I'm a G. I got a Gmail, respect the G code. I touch a G spot, when you give me G4. $100 bill, that's a C note. You got 10 of them, and that's a G note. I check the time, ice blocks on my G shop. You know who it is, Slim and Young Jesus.
Feels like I'm taking off, I'm so high. Tell me nothing, looking for a shawty to break me nothing. So fine, peace up, head time down. Slam a young jock, so you know it's going down. Peace up, head time down. Slam a young jock, so you know it's going down. Feels like I'm taking off, I'm so high. So high, looking for a shawty to break me off.